I didn't.
When Aerys Targaryen sat on the Iron Throne, your father was a rebel and a traitor. Someday, you'll sit on the throne and the truth will be what you make it.
Monsters are rarely born. They are made. And the true psychological coronation of Joffrey Baratheon occurs long before a crown is ever placed on his head. It happens here, in the quiet intimacy of his chambers, while his mother cleans a wound. This scene serves as a terrifying masterclass in totalitarian parenting. To understand the gravity of this indoctrination, we must first look at the moment of vulnerability that makes it possible. In other words, we need some context. Joffrey is reeling from a humiliation at the Trident. He attacked a butcher's boy, was disarmed by Arya Stark, and was bitten by her direwolf, Nymeria. The physical wound is minor, but the psychological injury is massive. He has been exposed as a coward. The incident has stripped away his royal armor, leaving him in a state of healthy shame. This is a critical developmental crossroad. If he accepts this shame, it could lead to self-reflection, accountability, and spiritual growth. He is on the verge of learning that actions have consequences and that he is not infallible. But for Cersei Lannister, whose own identity is fused with the projection of Lannister dominance, her son's fallibility is an existential threat. She enters this room not to parent a child, but to secure a political asset. The scene opens with Joffrey looking at his injury.
Ow, please, it's nearly healed.
It's ugly.
A king should have scars. You fought off a direwolf. You're a warrior, like your father.
Cersei immediately attempts to reframe the biological accident of the wound into a political symbol. She is using the affect heuristic. By attaching positive emotional labels like warrior and father to the injury, she is trying to make the lie feel good, triggering cognitive ease. She wants Joffrey to accept the badge of honor without questioning how he got it. But Joffrey, in a rare moment of clarity, resists. He engages his thinking, the effortful, critical part of the brain that handles self-criticism. He looks at the facts.
I'm not like him. I didn't fight off anything. It bit me, and all I did was scream. And the two Stark girls saw it, both of them.
This admission is profound. Joffrey is acknowledging objective reality. He is admitting to ordinary sin, a necessary step for moral development. He is struggling with the hard question, am I worthy? Cersei's response is instantaneous and destructive. She cannot allow this truthful self-perception to survive.
That's not true. You killed the beast. You only spared the girl because of the love your father bears her father.
This is the totalitarian authority over truth in action. Cersei commands him to deny the evidence of his own senses. She employs substitution, replacing the hard question of his failure with an easier, fabricated narrative. You are a hero who showed mercy. By forcing this lie upon him, she effectively shuts down his system. Critical thinking is effortful and lazy. It is much easier for Joffrey to accept Cersei's flattering story than to sit with the pain of his cowardice. She provides him with a path of least resistance, ensuring he will rely on Wiziati, what you see is all there is. If the story feels good, it must be true. Having rewritten the immediate past, Cersei now expands this into a governing philosophy. She delivers the most dangerous line of the series.
When Aerys Targaryen sat on the Iron Throne, your father was a rebel and a traitor. Someday, you'll sit on the throne and the truth will be what you make it.
This is a foundational instruction in totalitarian thought, mirroring the concept of doublethink from George Orwell. Cersei is teaching Joffrey that there is no such thing as external reality. Truth is not objective. It is an instrument of control defined entirely by the ruler's will. This stands in diametric opposition to the philosophy of Ned Stark, for whom honor defines reality. Ned believes the solid world exists. Its laws do not change. By indoctrinating Joffrey into the belief that power defines reality, Cersei is setting him on a collision course with Ned. She is teaching Joffrey that the mutability of the past is his royal prerogative. For Joffrey, accepting this lesson is akin to believing 2 + 2 = 5. It requires a lunatic dislocation in the mind. But the reward she offers for this cognitive fraud is irresistible.
Do I have to marry her?
Yes. She's very beautiful and young. And if you don't like her, you only need to see her on formal occasions and when the time comes to make little princes and princesses. And if you'd rather fuck painted whores, you'll fuck painted whores. And if you'd rather lie with noble virgins, so be it. You are my darling boy, and the world will be exactly as you want it to be.
Here, Cersei operationalizes malignant narcissism. She explicitly removes all moral boundaries. By telling him the world will be exactly as you want it to be, she validates his confirmation bias, encouraging him to seek only information that supports his desires. She is teaching him that his will is the ultimate authority. This is the definition of evil presented in People of the Lie: the use of power to destroy the spiritual growth of others for the purpose of defending our own sick selves. By forbidding him to feel guilt or shame, she ensures he will never develop a conscience. She is cauterizing his morality. Having established his absolute power, Cersei instructs him on how to mask it.
Do something nice for the Stark girl.
I don't want to.
No, but you will. The occasional kindness will spare you all sorts of trouble down the road.
We allow the Northerners too much power. They consider themselves our equals.
How would you handle them?
This is a lesson in Machiavellian statecraft. Cersei is teaching Joffrey that kindness is not a virtue, but a political tool to manipulate public perception. A prince must avoid being despised and hated. Just as she reframed his wound as a scar to manufacture virtue, manly strength, she uses kindness to manufacture a facade of benevolence. It is a lesson in appearance over reality. Joffrey, emboldened by this new worldview where his will is law, immediately pivots to aggression. His System 1 mind, fed on entitlement, seeks a target.
I double their taxes and command them to supply 10,000 men to the Royal Army.
The Royal Army.
Joffrey is now applying Cersei's lessons. He proposes arbitrary, tyrannical rule. Cersei challenges his tactics. The North is too wild, but she does not challenge his morality.
So you agree? The Starks are enemies.
Everyone who isn't us is an enemy.
This final maxim seals the indoctrination. It establishes a paranoid, tribalistic worldview that justifies any atrocity. By defining the entire world as hostile, Cersei validates Joffrey's deep-seated fear of exposure and transforms it into aggressive defense. In this short conversation, Cersei Lannister has successfully psychologically coronated a tyrant. By overriding Joffrey's attempt to face his own failure, she has eliminated the possibility of accountability. She has taught him that the physical fact of the wound matters less than the manufactured symbol of the scar. The consequences of this lesson are catastrophic. Because Joffrey believes that truth is what you make it, he becomes immune to the counsel of men like Ned Stark, who deal in objective reality. This lesson directly enables Joffrey's final, fatal crime, the execution of Ned Stark. When he defies his mother's instruction to pardon Ned, he is merely exercising the right to be wrong that she taught him in this very room. He executes Ned not for justice, but to give the mob a better show, proving that he has become exactly what Cersei trained him to be, a believer in his own fabricated reality, unbound by truth, honor, or mercy.